Happy New Year. Still January, okay? I'm not that late. So I'm getting kind of back in the swing of making cosplays this year. I have hoping to get 4 done, at least 3 done, and the 4th one started. So I'm gonna start off. I've got a crafting day this weekend at a friend's house to try to get us all remotivated and jumping in with our projects. And what I'm going to do before I head over there, though, is some materials testing. Materials testing is like a huge step that I always do whenever I'm using a new material or whenever I'm using a new combination of materials. The first cosplay that I'm starting is going to be Zelgadis from Slayers. He looks like this. And he has rocks on his face. So I have from my Eris Morn face reveal cosplay. I am going to do a video on that one a little bit later because there's a huge story and cool things from it. But I casted my face in plaster. I used a silicone cast, made my face. And I'm going to put the rocks on here and make those for this face. I don't want to do it as a mold. I want to actually sculpt the rocks. And what I'm hoping to use is this freeform air. It's 2 parts. You mix it together and then it hardens. But what I need to test on it is can I mold it directly on the plaster? And will it then come off? If not, I might have to recast this in resin. I might need to make a resin of this, which also might stick. So I made a little sample of resin. The paper cup didn't actually come off because I think it heated up so much when it was curing that it stuck to the wax inside the paper cup. But I do have 2 clean resin surfaces to test, and then I also have an old plaster mold that I used, and I'm gonna just test it on the back of this plaster to see if it will come on and off of plaster. So I'm gonna show you guys just a brief how I'm gonna mix that up and how I'm gonna do that, and then hopefully if that works, I'll make a follow-up where it shows the rocks on here. The other thing that I'm going to research before I commit to doing this is once this is fully cured, is it safe to have glued on your face all day? Because sometimes resins and silicones and things, if they're not meant to go on your skin, shouldn't go on your skin. So I am going to research that. Or what can I put on the back of it to create a barrier that's not going to be gross on my skin. Follow-up plan, if that doesn't work, is going to be to cast those out of the little warbler beads, or maybe even just scrap warbler. So we'll see. That's why I test the materials. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna use. So this is this freeform air. It's from Smooth On, and it's basically a 2-part epoxy. You mix equal parts of both sides, and then you put it on whatever you're making, or you can also put it in a mold. Once it's done, it's super hard, it's super lightweight, and it's also sandable and carvable. I'm gonna put gloves on while I'm working with it, partly because it's sticky and partly because it's supposed to handle it with bare hands until it is dry. So the other thing I have is a little bit of water, because when you're working on it, you smooth it with water, and then also mold release, just to give this the best chance of coming off properly. So I'm going to squirt this on first, so it has a chance to dry. Just give that a generous spray of mold release. You don't probably need it for resin, but might as well. All right, so these are going to be the test materials. So it has a gray side and it has a white side. They're pretty crumbly, so you want to like make sure you squish it a lot. I'm not going to make a huge amount. So I usually just kind of squish it and then stick all the little crumbs onto it. I usually make a ball and then a ball of the same size with the other half. And the idea is to get the same amount of each side. They don't have to be exact. Just try to get it as close as you can. And you can see how it's kind of like the color is kind of swirled right now. It just needs to be completely uniform pale gray. You don't want to have any swirls left. Anything that's swirled won't cure. Kind of like how when you're mixing resin or silicone, you need to really thoroughly mix it. Same thing with this, but it's just a putty. Any two-part molding material. This is kind of like the key thing, is just make sure you really mix it. So when it starts to get really sticky like that and it's pale gray, now I'm gonna make a little, I'm gonna smooth it. So you can see how like that's smoothable. So if I end up using this for my sculpt, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna put some of this on each piece of my experiment here. Now my worry with the resin is it might be too slippery. It might not stick to it at all, which will make it difficult when I'm sculpting. Although that seems like it's sliding a little, but it is staying put, so that's pretty good. So there's experiment 1. Same thing right here. Oh, maybe that's not gonna stick. Maybe plaster is gonna be the less sticky one. That would be weird. All right, so I'm gonna let those dry. Probably gonna go to bed and let them dry because they do take a while to cure. And then I'll come back and show the result. All right, it is the next day and my little samples are pretty much dry. They're still, actually no, maybe they're dry. I can still push my nail into it a little bit. So like I do have to let them fully cure, but right now I'm just interested in, do they even come off of these things that I've made them on? Maybe not. I actually don't think they do. So this, I'm glad I did this because it would really suck to drive all the way to my friend's house with my pieces of freeform air, bring this over there, spend time making my my little shapes exactly how I want, and then not have them able to come off. Like, that would not be a good time. That would honestly make me mad. So what I'm gonna do is probably use Warbler to do it. Because yeah, I don't think these are coming off. Which is good to know. Like, that's why we do testing. So, task failed successfully. So yeah, I'll update you guys on the Warbler sculpting of this. If that's the route I choose to go, I might just use clay and do a 2-part mold. I've never done that before, so it would be a cool learning experience. So yeah, we'll see. File that away in my handy dandy notebook of cosplay things. I have a list in here. I don't know if I can find it real quick. It's probably in one of the paper clipped. Whenever I finish a project, I paper clip its section just so I have less to flip through. But I have a notebook of, oh yeah, here we go. It's actually right here. I did a lot of mold making for my Elixni, and I made a chart of what materials were like able to stick and not stick to other materials, so that I could like not screw up and have a mold not demold or something break or fall off. So yeah. So yeah, I'll give you an update when I make those little rock thingies out of whatever I end up making them out of. Alright guys, thanks for watching my first video of the year. Go ahead and do all the things the algorithm loves. Click like, smash subscribe, nuke the bell from orbit, because it's the only way to be sure that you'll get notified when I update the next part of this build. Bye!